People use anonymous surveys all the time, right? So I don't have a copyright on this. And in fact, it was a former boss that introduced me to this concept, much to my strong resistance to begin with. I really hated this. So I'll describe it and then I'll tell you how I overcame my hatred or my dislike for this. So basically I have an open survey. It's anonymous. It doesn't track your IP address, your email. It doesn't track anything. I have no idea who's submitting things. It's internal. And so anyone at any time, it's always open, can submit a question that gets answered by me. And what's nice about it is since it's anonymous, I have to respond to the entire company, right? I can't, because I don't, otherwise I don't have the answer out. So I check in about once a week. I see how many questions I've gotten and then publish a CEO update every week. And then I answer the anonymous questions threaded with my update. So anything that I get, everybody in the company has access to the question and the answer. And why I hated this as a leader when I first was forced to do it was that people don't always ask the most polite questions. Definitely don't ask the easiest questions. And in my righteous leadership position, I thought, why, if we really have such a welcoming, open culture, why do people really need anonymity to ask a question? Isn't this the opposite of what we're trying to do here and having this open culture? Doesn't this tell people that you should be afraid to ask a question if you need to be anonymous to ask it? And that was my moral high ground and my reason for resisting. But over time, as I was forced to conform and do it, I came to see it from a different lens, which is that one, it really holds leaders accountable. Really, after having gone through the motions a few times, right, getting questions about difficult decisions I had made, it gave me the foresight to think about what questions am I going to get when I make this decision and prefetch answering them and actually factor them into the decision to start with, which I think made me make better decisions as a leader, knowing that I was going to have to explain why to anybody who had any flavor of question that they wanted to ask me. And I think having to have that accountability in front of not just the person impacted by the decision or the team impacted, knowing that I have to tell the whole company why I did this thing just made me make better decisions for sure. And I also, on the topic of anonymity, I got over this notion. It comes up again and again. Every time I implement this at a company, people resist because they're like, well, you don't really have to be anonymous here. What are you saying about our culture? And I tell them that you never know. This could be a new hire who doesn't feel comfortable, doesn't know what's appropriate to ask. Could be someone who, despite your every best intention to assure them that there's no repercussion and there's no risk and we're open, still has a prior experience in their lives that causes them to feel nervous about asking a question. So it's really the only way that you can guarantee you are going to cast the widest net and get any question asked. It's the only way I've found. And so I'll do it despite shortcomings that people might perceive.